and she's
Trial
so
version.
innocent. She really doesn't know how to talk to a gentleman, how to talk to a man. So she says,
Trial
I would
version.
want to give you everything. I mean, when I'm talking about this is very stupid and idiotic Bangla
Trial
ad.
version.
I don't know whether you've seen it or not. This is all 70s movie kind of a thing. The man and the
Trial
woman,
version.
they're driving a car. And the woman says something
And that
very,
biscuit
very,
ad.
oh my God. It's the
Trial version.
sickest ad. আমি তোমায় সবকিছু দিতে চাই. And then the man says, সবকিছু? হ্যাঁ, সবকিছু.
Trial version.
And then, something like that Marigold or whatever it was, Britannia top.
Trial
And she
version.
says, আমি সবকিছু দিতে চাই, তুমি Britannia top চাও or something like that.
Yes, please.
Trial
Yes,
version.
isn't it? It is the
Yes,
sickest kind of an ad that I have
Trial
seen
version.
in ages. I don't know why ad makers have to make such a stupid ad.
Trial
So,
version.
this is something exactly on
So
that
that it
same
gets
line.
highlighted.
Yes.
Trial
So
version.
this is actually what I meant, and why I wanted to draw the parallel of the ad was that this is on the
Trial
same
version.
line. She says, I would want to give you everything, but I do not dare.
Trial
I'm
version.
scared. I'm afraid because this is my first encounter with a man. And she
Trial
says,
version.
much less take what I shall die to want.
Trial
Underline
version.
the word want and write down what I desire to have.
Trial
What
version.
I desire to have. That means
Trial version.
I would want to give you my everything. And even I would want to take your
Trial
love.
version.
I would want to have you in every possible way. But I do not have,
Trial
the
version.
courage. I do not have the ability to ask for that right now. So
Trial
that is the
version.
reason why I'm crying. I'm crying, Ferdinand, because I want to be yours.
Trial
But I
version.
know I cannot be yours right now because Father has said not to.
Trial
I
version.
mean, this is very strange and this is very stupid. But this is trifling.
Trial version.
Trifling. This is stupidity.
Trial version.
And all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger
Trial
buck
version.
it shows. Now, children, from the word all till the word
Trial
shows,
version.
please put a bracket and write down. The more I try,
Trial version.
the more I try to conceal my love,
Trial version.
the more I try to conceal my love,
Trial version.
the more powerfully it is revealed.
Trial
The
version.
more I try to conceal my love, the more
Trial
powerfully it is revealed.
Trial version.
The more I try to suppress it, the
Trial
more it's
version.
trying to come out. I just want to show you how much I love you, but I have to control it.
Trial version.
Baba boleche. I can't do it right now. So, hence,
Trial
hence
version.
means here bye-bye, goodbye to the bashful
Trial
cunning.
version.
Underline bashful cunning and write down my pretension
Trial
of
version.
shyness. So goodbye to my pretension
Trial
of
version.
shyness. The time we are talking about
Trial
is
version.
1600 something, because this play was written around
Trial
1610.
version.
And in those days, you don't expect a woman, like a 2020 woman,
Trial version.
to literally walk up to the man, hold his hand, look into his eyes, and say,
Trial
Api kya
version.
khandala? The other way around, she would not wait for the man to kind of,
Trial version.
propose to her. She would take the lead in her hands. But here she says, bye-bye
version.
to my shyness. That means she wants to take the initiative and she says,
Trial version.
enough of pretending to be the shy. Do you know this word?
Trial version.
Just a minute.
Trial version.
What does it mean?
Mom, pretending to
version.
not know something that like you know
Coy,
it.
no. Coy means shy.
Trial version.
So it's a pretense of being coy. She was trying to be very,
Trial
very
version.
coy. That's her father had taught her. So she says, bye-bye to my coyness.
Trial
Bye-bye
version.
to my shyness. Enough of being that, and prompt
Trial
me,
version.
plain and holy innocence. Prompt me. Underline the
Trial
word
version.
prompt and write. Help me. She wants the help
Trial
of
version.
plain and holy innocence. That means she wants to speak her mind out.
Trial version.
She just wants to speak out what's there in her mind. She says, oh, I love this
version.
line. I'm your wife if you'll marry me.
Trial
I
version.
mean, enough of all those, I would love to give this, I would like to do that. Finally, she
Trial
comes to
version.
the point straight away. কিরে বিয়ে করবি? যদি বিয়ে করিস,
Trial version.
আমি তোর বউ হব. So, when we kind of literally translate that into Bengali, it
Trial
sounds
version.
like a jatra. But yes, she says, I will be your wife if you marry me.
Trial version.
If not, if you don't marry me, then there is also a solution for that.
Trial version.
Then I will die your maid. Underline, I will die your maid. Now,
Trial
there are
version.
two meanings of the word maid. One is, I will remain your servant
Trial
forever.
version.
I will serve you if I can't be your wife. And the second
Trial
maid
version.
is maiden. That means an unmarried virgin.
Trial version.
Do you remember Portia? If I would live to be as old as Sibylla
Trial version.
and as chaste as Diana, then I should be kind of, won by some other method
Trial
than the
version.
casket. So this is the same thing. She says, if you do not take
Trial
me and
version.
accept me as your wife, there are only two things for me to do. Either
Trial
I will
version.
become your maidservant or I will remain as an
Trial
eternal
version.
virgin. To be your fellow, you may deny me.
Trial version.
To be your fellow. Fellow here means to be your life partner,
Trial version.
to be your wife. That you can deny. That's in your power.
Trial version.
I mean, you can walk up to a man and say, "Kine biye korbi naki?" The man can
Trial
say
version.
maximum yes or a no. That is in his power. But
Trial
what
version.
you are going to do, that is not in his power. So she says,
Trial
you
version.
may deny me, but I will be your servant whether you will or no.
Trial
Whether you
version.
will or no means whether you want it or not. I will
Trial
remain
version.
your servant whether you want it or not.
Trial version.
What do the girls feel?
Trial version.
Any comment on that? Special comment? Ananya? Let's hear Ananya's
Trial
comment.
version.
If Ananya would be Miranda, how far do you agree to the last bit?
Trial version.
If you don't marry me, she doesn't say I'm going to walk away. She says I'll
Trial
remain your
version.
servant forever. How much do you agree to that?
Trial
Ma'am,
version.
not at all.
Not at all. So what would you tell the man?
Trial version.
If you don't marry me,
I will walk away.
okay,
Trial version.
simple. If you don't marry me, go to hell.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you're not going to get
Trial
something like
version.
me. I'm the best thing you could have got. Anyway, so Ferdinand,
Trial
my
version.
mistress, something chokes me here when I try
Trial
to read
version.
so much of stuff. My mistress, dearest,
Trial
and
version.
I, thus humble ever. Please underline, I,
Trial
thus
version.
humble ever, and write down. I am your servant forever.
Trial version.
I am your servant
version.
forever. I'm
Trial
suddenly
version.
reminded of a very old Bengali movie, which once upon a time was a very big hit. I don't know
Trial
who was
version.
there. I think Mithun Chakraborty was there. Baba Keno Chakur.
Trial version.
A very old Bengali movie. So it's something like that. Each one wants to be the Chakur.
Trial version.
Miranda Keno Chakur, Ferdinand Keno Chakur. And the story continues.
Trial
Both want to
version.
be each other's servant. Beside this, one thing, on a serious note, write
Trial
down.
version.
The language that Ferdinand speaks, the language
Trial
that
version.
Ferdinand speaks is
Trial version.
very artificial,
Trial version.
and courtly
Trial version.
manners.
Trial
Just
version.
one thing is very artificial and reflects his courtly manners. Just
Trial
write down.
version.
And reflects his courtly manners.
Trial version.
This is how people talk in the court. Very formal language. My mistress,
version.
dearest, I thus humble ever. Miranda, on the other hand, if the question
Trial
is,
version.
how is Miranda's language? How does it appear to you? It is more natural.
Trial
It is
version.
more simple. Because remember one thing particular in the scene.
Trial
This
version.
particular scene is a meeting ground of two things. It is a
Trial
meeting
version.
ground of, please write down, this scene is the meeting ground of
Trial
Miranda's
version.
innocence and Ferdinand's experience.
Trial version.
This scene is the meeting ground of Miranda's innocence and
Trial version.
Ferdinand's experience.
Trial version.
He speaks from experience. Why I say experience? Because she's not the first
Trial
girl,
version.
the first lady to whom he has spoken in that manner. But
Trial
definitely
version.
Miranda is innocent enough. She does not know how to talk to a man.
Trial version.
He kneels. You know, this is a typical gesture of a man kneeling
Trial
down in
version.
front of a lady and asking her hand in marriage. And look at Miranda.
Trial
Miranda says,
version.
my husband then? I mean, does it imply that you're my
Trial
husband then?
version.
Ferdinand says, with a heart as willing as
Trial
bondage
version.
ever of freedom. Please underline as bondage air of
Trial
freedom and
version.
write down. As a man
Trial version.
in a state of slavery, as a man in
Trial
a
version.
state of slavery desires freedom. As a
Trial version.
man in a state of slavery desires
Trial
freedom.
version.
In a state of slavery desires
Trial version.
freedom. That means, how much do I desire to be your husband?
Trial version.
As any man who is in bondage
Trial
desires
version.
to be free. So my entire heart wants to be
Trial version.
husband, husband, husband. That's all I desire, just
Trial
to be your
version.
husband. Here's my hand, Miranda says, and mine,
Trial
with my
version.
heart on it. And now farewell till half an hour hence.
Trial version.
Ferdinand says, a thousand, a thousand
version.
farewells, my love. Prospero, watching the entire
Trial
thing
version.
from a distance, says,